What if there was a way for a woman to make her husband forget every other woman? Not through jealousy or control, but through something far more powerful, something that comes from within her. Imagine your husband looking at you in such a way that no other woman could ever compare. The chaos of the world, the distractions, the temptations, they all fade into the background when it's you he sees. What if you could unlock that kind of deep emotional connection? It sounds like a dream, doesn't it? But it's not. It's possible, and it's simpler than you might think. This isn't about tricking him or creating illusions. It's about creating a bond so strong that nothing else could come close. Stay with me, because this secret is about to change how you see your relationship. 1. We live in a world full of distractions, phones buzzing with notifications, social media pulling our attention away, pressure to constantly keep up with the latest trends, the latest news, and yes, even other people. Sometimes it feels like everything and everyone is pulling your husband's focus. It's easy to feel like you're fighting an uphill battle. You do everything you can. Make the home warm, cook the meals, offer support. But no matter how hard you try, he seems distracted, distant, or absorbed by everything else around him. You wonder, why is it that he notices everyone but me? I've been there. I've felt that sting of wondering whether my presence was enough. But I realized that this wasn't just about other women. This was about the world itself competing for his attention. The truth is, it's not just one woman you're up against. It's everything. But imagine if you could create a force strong enough to rise above that noise, a presence that would make him forget every other distraction. Would you be willing to embrace that power? 2. Becoming the one he can't forget. It's simple. Become the one thing in his life that makes everything else fade away. This isn't about changing who you are, trying to be something you're not. It's about digging deep into what makes you uniquely you and bringing that into your relationship. It's about creating a magnetic emotional bond so strong that over time he'll forget the distractions and the temptations. Now, how do you do that? Start by becoming his sanctuary. The one place in his life where he feels completely understood, safe, and valued. This doesn't mean being his therapist or solving all his problems. It means being a presence he can always rely on, no matter what's going on around him. I'll tell you from experience, when I realized this, everything changed. I remember a time when my husband seemed so distant. He was caught up in work, in the stresses of life. He was physically there, but emotionally absent. And I realized he didn't need more pressure. He didn't need another reason to feel stressed. What he needed was peace, a calm, understanding, and unwavering presence. So I chose to stop reacting to his distance. Instead, I became the calm he needed. I listened without judgment. I provided space for him to vent, to express himself, and to feel seen. I let go of the need to fix everything and simply focused on creating a safe space where he could reconnect. And let me tell you, over time, that peace, that presence, became something irreplaceable. I became the one he needed, not because I was perfect, but because I became the emotional anchor he could always return to. And the more I showed up this way, the more he turned to me, not out of obligation, but out of love and a deeper connection. This is the thing you need to do. Become the woman who grounds him, the one who provides emotional stability. When you offer this unwavering emotional presence, his heart will return to you, and no other woman or distraction will be able to compare. 3. The transformation, the compounding effect. But here's the real magic. The more you nurture this bond, the more it grows. It's just like financial compounding. The small, consistent investments you make today lead to enormous rewards over time. The emotional connection you build today won't just stay where it is. It compounds. Every kind gesture, every loving word, every time you show up as his emotional safe haven, it all compounds into something far greater than the sum of its parts. And guess what happens when this emotional wealth builds up? Your husband will not only forget every other woman, he'll forget every distraction in his life. He'll prioritize you because no one else provides the level of emotional fulfillment that you do. But here's the thing you may not have realized. This emotional compounding also extends into other areas of your life, especially your financial life. Just like how small financial investments add up over time, the effort you put into emotionally investing in your marriage leads to long-term, lasting rewards, not just in love, but in every part of your life. I remember one friend who told me how her husband started to focus more on their future together. They stopped seeing their goals as separate. They worked together on their finances, setting a stronger foundation for their future. And it all started with that emotional depth, something that no distraction or social media could ever replace. This transformation is real, and it's available to anyone willing to invest emotionally. And the best part, it doesn't take years to see the change. It starts with small, consistent actions. Now here's where it gets even more interesting. The very principles that work in your relationship can also apply to building your wealth. Imagine combining the power of emotional connection with the financial power of compounding. What could you achieve together? And while you're here, don't forget to subscribe, because this journey to wealth, emotional depth, and a life of true success is just getting started. Let's do this together. I'll see you in the next video.